Welcome Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and let's talk about Season 1 of Lucifer. Lucifer is based on the character created by Neil Gaiman in the Sandman graphic novels. That character eventually got its own set of graphic novels, and that's what the show is based on. The premise of the show is that Lucifer, the angel who was cast down from heaven and charged with being the master of hell, got eventually tired with his job as the devil and decided to go on early retirement, or late retirement, I guess. He does this by becoming the owner of a successful LA nightclub called Lux. This show is a mix of things I like and things I hate. Lucifer's character is interesting. It's the traditional character of Lucifer, the fallen angel, but there are some interesting and new aspects to him. For example, he doesn't hide the fact that he's the devil. He openly talks about it all the time, and just nobody believes him. Also, he's not evil. He is bad, sort of, but his job was always to punish evil people after they die. He was never the evil one himself. He does have the devilish characteristic of being all about desire and taking what you want, but he's frustrated that he gets blamed for and associated with all the evil in the world. Not just evil, but all temptation, all the devil made me do it. Why do they blame me for everything that's wrong with them? The devil thinks to himself. That's a pretty fascinating notion. What if there was a devil and he doesn't want you blaming him for all your bullshit? He's also millions of years old, but he's never really had to deal with human emotions, so he's experiencing a lot of things for the first time now that he's on Earth. That's a cool concept, but this is actually one of the things that I think the show doesn't get right. So these are all generally cool things, but in the show, they are mixed with the procedural formula. Why does the plot of every show has to be this person is a thing and they help a detective solve crimes? This person is a master criminal and he helps a detective solve crimes. This person is a con man and he helps a detective solve crimes. This woman knows a lot about bones, I guess, and she helps a detective solve crimes. This guy's really good at math and he helps a detective solve crimes. This girl is a zombie and she helps a detective solve crimes. And now this guy is the devil and he helps a detective solve crimes. So Chloe Decker is a detective from the LAPD. An odd couple relationship sparks between her and Lucifer, and they fucking solve crimes together. God damn it. And this is a 13 episode season. It's not like this is 22 episodes where half of it is just bad guy of the week filler. It's 13 episodes where half of it is bad guy of the week filler. It's not bad. It's okay. It's generic procedural cases. It's the exact same cases that you've seen on every other show ever. Some of it is fine because it does help the show establish Lucifer's character and some of the other characters and some plot devices in the show. There are some cool stuff in the show, and Lucifer's character is pretty cool most of the time. So this show is 50% cool premise, interesting concept, and 50% every other cop show you've ever seen ever. The actress that plays Chloe Decker does an okay job. She gets it done, but the character is a copy-paste character, and so is her ex-husband. And her character and her relationship with Lucifer doesn't really make sense, which is mostly fine since this show does have like a fantasy premise. It doesn't always need to make sense, but at least for me, the best stories are the one where characters feel somewhat real, or at least react like a normal person would, or quote unquote normal person would, in a fantastical situation. The evolution from episode to episode of the relationship between Lucifer and Chloe largely doesn't make sense, and it's not that the show is as ridiculous and doesn't take itself seriously like something like The Flash, so it did kind of bother me as I was watching it. Pretty quickly realized that there's no real reason for her to actually keep him around, and then somewhere mid-season, all of a sudden she trusts him blindly and she really likes him all of a sudden. Why? And Lucifer's character, who is fun and sarcastic and childish and makes lame sex jokes all the time, all of that is fun for the first few episodes, but at some point you kind of want to see an arc with him. You want to see him evolve a little bit. He's supposed to be this ancient divine entity we get that he's experiencing human emotions for the first time, but the gimmick gets old. It's kind of like Negan in The Walking Dead. Great actor, great performance, but it's one note playing over and over and over. It was fun for like 4 episodes, but then it gets old watching a character doing the exact same thing and saying the exact same things over and over again for the whole season. I mean, Lucifer is a fun show. I did have a good time watching it, but I was pretty close to skipping a few episodes. The story about Lucifer and heaven and hell and Maze, who's the demon who came with him from hell, and his brother, the angel, who wants him to come back to hell, and even the whole thing where he discovers human feelings for the first time, all of that was pretty cool and pretty fun and interesting. But the crime-solving stuff, it basically just feels like noise at this point. The last thing we need to add to the rich tapestry of TV shows is another procedural. But I guess they do well, since they won't stop making them and turning every possible concept into one. He's an obscure TV reviewer on YouTube, and he helps a detective solve crimes. Bottom line, should you watch it? For me, this season was a throwaway season, the type of thing that you watch in between heavier shows or shows that you're more genuinely interested in. It was fun. I like the premise. It's very watchable. You will probably catch yourself watching 2 or 3 episodes in a row, but also not really caring enough to pause when you go to the bathroom. I think that's a pretty strong indicator now that I think of it. I know that I use this pretty often, but it's true. This is the type of show that I watch when I'm washing dishes. I really need to get a dishwasher. I hope season 2 is more about the world of Lucifer and the characters themselves and less of a generic, half-assed cop show. Not every show has to be super dramatic or be heavy and have like heartbreaking performances. A show can just have fun and tell a cool story. I feel that Lucifer has the potential to do that. Just don't spend half the season on boring filler that we've seen a million times. I did see that season 2 is like 18 episodes long, so I'm not optimistic. What about you? Have you watched season 1 of Lucifer? Put all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's get the discussion going. Also, let me know if you've read the comics, the graphic novels, and if you have any thoughts about how those stack up to the show. I've been meaning to get those. I'm just waiting until they go on sale in Comixology. Also, let me know if there's some other procedural show that takes this same format of this person is a thing and they help a detective solve crimes that you feel does it better or that you actually genuinely like. Let me know in the comments down below. That's all I got for you this time. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help out a lot. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter and TV Time. Links to all of that in the description down below. If you're going to be talking about spoilers, please use spoiler tags in your comments. And if you're finding binge watchers for the first time, welcome. I'd like to invite you to join the binge watchers community. Come talk about TV with us. It's a lot of fun. Subscribe to the channel. But in any case, I'll see you next time when I help a detective solve a crime.